Hey Sneak Peekers, it's Erin here at the AFF red carpet for 1-800-HOT Night. So how did you come up with the storyline?
So this was actually a pretty autobiographical movie. I just grew up in a similar circumstance to the lead character, Tommy. I used to call a phone sex operator when I was a kid. When I was a boy. I never got past the first 2 minutes. They would hang up on me. But I was thinking back about moments where I feel like I had to grow up too fast. Whether it was a trauma that happened, or sometimes it can be not a trauma. It can be something good, or it can be something different. It can be romantic, and I wanted to explore the idea of that, trying to pinpoint and find that moment where a kid becomes an adult, where a kid is sort of thrust into adulthood. And in this movie, they're young, they're 14 years old, and despite the comedy or the fun elements, I want an audience to walk away from it feeling challenged and saying, like, hey, these kids, this happened a little too early for them. This shouldn't have been the case. So that was the genesis of the inspiration.
Oh, what attracted you to the script?
Nick came to me with the script right away and was like, hey, I want you to play this phone sex operator that's kind of this strange fairy godmother to the boys in this. And I immediately will take any kind of weird part. So I was like, yes, sold. But yeah, I love the idea of my character that isn't the normal person you'd imagine to help these boys, but does kind of see herself in these kids and does try and help them in her own kind of strange way.
I don't know, man. This was just the dream project for me. Like, before I had started acting, I was camera shy and I didn't really like acting and stuff, but I was like if I'm gonna act, it's gonna be in something like this. So it was, I read it and I was like, I had actually initially auditioned for 2 roles, but I knew that I was O'Neill, so I read the script, man. I cried reading the script. Yeah, it was bad, but it couldn't have worked out any better.
So you play Ava. Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
Yes. So, not to give anything away, but yes, so I play a phone sex operator that kind of is there to help the kids throughout the movie. They're calling me, Tommy, played by Dallas Young, is calling me throughout the movie, and yeah, as I said, kind of this fairy godmother to them, kind of helping her in a way, and I end up, without giving anything away, I end up coming and helping Tommy, kind of in her way.
Yeah, so O'Neill is kind of like the big brother of the group, of the posse, and he, he's on the exterior, he's tough, but he is really damaged, and he has a tough home life, and I think all of them do, and that's their common ground. That's how they bond, and throughout the movie, he kind of just, you see him get more and more vulnerable, and maybe he doesn't like being vulnerable, and you see how it plays out in the end of the movie.
So what was your experience like throughout the making of the film? And what did you take to the experience?
This is a really low budget movie, so this was made for a couple $100,000 with everyone sort of, a lot of people volunteering time, really bootstrapped the project together. So the one thing I didn't plan for that I found out right before we got into filming is shooting with minors, and where the whole movie takes place at night, we couldn't start shooting until 9 p.m. and we had to have them offset by midnight. So that's only a 3-hour window to shoot the day. Really difficult to do, very, very difficult. But we had such professional actors. They did such an amazing job executing, where no one ever dropped a line, no one ever, flubbed or came in late. So it made it possible for me to do my job in the best way I could with the time given. So there was a lot of obstacles like that, a lot of obstacles that you can't throw money at. So like, we lost a location one day, 7 a.m. and we were going to start shooting. Rehearsal started at 6 p.m. and the guy delivering the porta potty was like, "Well, I'll let you shoot at my house." Like, if that hadn't happened, and we went and shot at the porta potty guy's house, and it was amazing. It was like the perfect location. But for example, we didn't have the money to throw at it, so that was just luck. That was just luck that someone, and you rely on that kind of luck and that kind of, magic happening to get a movie like this across the finish line.
Oh, it was a blast. Every day was something to remember, man. Yeah. With Milan and Dallas, like, oh, it was perfect. It was so much fun. And the scenes were hard. Like, not even just trying not to laugh. Like, that was the hardest part. Like, I can't say enough how amazing shooting was.
Okay, so what did you personally want to accomplish while playing?
Ooh, good question. I think I just wanted to show, I'm interested in kind of different characters that aren't your average people that you meet on the street. And I think I just wanted to kind of show the heart in it, and that she is truly trying to help in her way. And it does come off in ways people might agree with, but it is, I don't know, that you have to look the best in people, and yeah.
I love it. So do you have any fun behind the scenes moments?
I was shooting my final scene with Tommy, and it's like the pinnacle of the movie, and I'm like on top of Dallas, I'm screaming at him, and meanwhile on the other side of the fence there's a homeless man.
He was yelling out every line the actors were saying, ruining every take.
So we're like trying to film, but also trying to cancel out this homeless guy that is repeating everything.
There was moments like that behind the scenes where I was like, oh, we're not going to get this day. Like, our whole end of the movie's not going to get filmed correctly.
That was probably the craziest night. We had to end up trying to pay him off to be quiet. We're like, please, let us film.
It was a little distracting,
There's a scene where we're all eating burgers and stuff. Milan he was eating a burger, and he went to say one of his lines and just spit like a fat chunk of burger on my face. And I tried to go with the scene, like not like break character. So I was looking away. I was like this on the camera and wiped the burger away. That was probably the funniest moment. And that whole scene, I hope they make a blooper reel, because there's so much like material that they can use for it.
Do you have any new films coming out in the future?
Yeah, so I'm working on a new movie right now. It's called Bits, Body, and Bones, and I'm in the process of getting that kind of made. And so hopefully, actually, it's supposed to shoot sort of in Oklahoma and Texas. So I'm working on that next, and hopefully, it would shoot like next spring and maybe come to Austin the next year or later that year. Yeah.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em, baby.
Yes.